And we kick off the only MSL game here tonight with AFC playing Perth Pumas. AFC in the red as the home team and Pumas in their white kit, as Jahil just unable to beat Law there on the side. Jahil through the middle, just unable to get the shot. Well, he got the shot away, just unable to find that target there. Jahil back for Brown. Brown off target. And Bentley collects. Goes for Jahil. Jahil switches the ball now. Back to Jahil, switch to Brown. Back to Jahil. Stephenson. Down the line, Jahil fakes the shot, leaves it for a corner. Jahil had Stephenson, and then Wilkinson was in the middle. Jahil. Back to Brown. Jahil. Stephenson down the line for Brown. As Spiro makes a challenge. Referee doesn't like it. And Jahil over this free kick for Pumas. Blocked there, and now Spiro comes away with it for AFC. Stephenson does well. And AFC do believe that is their ball, but ref says no. And now Pumas caught in a counter-attack there from AFC. Now Law. Spiro. But Bentley there saving Pumas from going 1-0 down. And a good strike there by AFC, but Bentley once again just good enough for it. Jahil. Stephenson back to Jahil. Wilkinson strike blocked by Spiro. And Law's touch just took it away from him there. Jahil. Stephenson. Wilkinson just out of play.
Jahel drives on the line, but a good save there by the AFC keeper. Back out to Brown. Wilkinson. Brown gets the return. But AFC just clear their lines there as Pumas piling on the pressure. Wilkinson. Shot deflected.
As Davidson checks into the game for the first time.
And now AFC can drive with Davidson, Law,
Spiro. Chips long for Davidson, who unfortunately just not able to turn it on target there. Jahil now for Pumas.
Alexander, space to drive, goes down the line. Brown.
And Alexander just about finishing a great move made by the Pumas. Wilkinson, Brown, and Alexander.
And the return back across by Krufer. Alexander, Jahel. Back to Alexander. Flicks for Jahel, blocked by Law. Krufer. Krufer back to Davidson. Davidson strikes. Blocked by Alexander and then came off of Davidson. Jahel inside, strikes, blocked by Spiro. Jahel. Flick through. But missed there by Olmachuk. Spiro now down the line for Davidson, whose touch wasn't the greatest. Jahil. Olmachuk back to Alexander now. Pham back to Jahil. Jahil still got the ball. Fouled by Law. Jahil. Strike, saved by Scott. Jahil up against Law. Turning, wriggling, moving, putting out of play. Now Spiro has the strike. Bentley saves it pretty easily. Now Jahil goes over to Alexander. Pham over to Jahil. And left for Olmachuk, and he finds the finish. 1-0 to Perth Pumas now, as the wondrous strike from Olmachuk, too much for Scott. Now Bentley goes for Stephenson. Over to Alexander. Stephenson. Down the line for Pham now. Alexander. Through for Stephenson. Strike too high for him. Omochuk marking law. Off for Stephenson. No, Spiro over it. Spiro's shot blocked, deflected. McShane does well as Prufa goes to hit, and Stephenson and Prufa collide there. Both ankles healing immediately as one of them goes on the counter-attack. Alexander, Pham, blocked by Spiro. Prufa, still going, just about finding his finish there. Beat Bentley, but not the goal. Left for Stephenson. Wilkinson checks back on as Olmochek checks out of the game. Brown through the middle for Wilkinson. Shot kept rising. Rosed, be afraid. Long ball, just not able to find Tankum there. Stephenson switches to Alexander. Alexander now through the middle for Wilkinson, but the pass just not able to be returned there as Stephenson was beaming down that right-hand side. Now, Pumas ball deep in their half. Brown. Stephenson. AFC now just sitting in their own half, just waiting for those counter-attacks. McShane. Prufa. Blocked by Wilkinson. Then Tankum clears. But AFC just sitting in their own half here, just waiting for any missed chances or counter-attack possibilities here. Stephenson into Wilkinson. Stephenson looking for the return, but Prufa now chasing as Brown and Alexander go for it. Brown. Stephenson flicks down the line for Brown, but he's not that fast. Goes back to Scott. Scott goes back to Tankum. Tankum down the line, hits his own bench. Now Brown straight through the middle, and Wilkinson was looking for it, but just not ready. Prufa. Wilkinson down the line now for Alexander. Tankum kicks away. Brown trying to get on the end of it there, but cleared away. Jahel goes back for Brown. Alexander keeps, but no, he doesn't. Prufa back to Scott. Scott clears long. Straight to Bentley. Bentley goes long now, looking for Jahel, but Prufa there. Wilkinson, great turn. Scott off his line, saves well. Now AFC can counter-attack with Proofer on the right side, which is the best option. Uses him, and it's a good save by Bentley there, stopping AFC from equalising. And the ball across again as Tankum, his shot goes wide, takes a deflection. Pham checks in for Brown. Switch for Jahel, who's open. Saved by Scott, good save. Back toy, Spiro's there, but nobody else was. Jahel tries to go straight through, gets a corner. Davidson does well. Only as far as Spiro. Davidson trying to go again. There's Stefanovic. And still going Stefanovic. Spiro. Spiro strikes. Stefanovic, if he had listened, he might have been in that right position there. But now Wilkinson with a brilliant finish there. Chance up one end for Perth AFC, and then Perth Pumas go right down the other end and show them how it's done through the net. Alexander, great ball through to Wilkinson, who just taps it lightly and puts it past Scott for a 2-0 advantage here for Perth Pumas. Spiro. Law down the line, looking for Davidson, just not there. Omachok. Stephenson into Pham. Back to Stephenson. Finds Omachok at the back. Stephenson. Tried to play Pham in the corner, just not there. Spiro. Gets to Stefanovic. Just who couldn't control it, and it goes out for a Perth Pumas side ball with Jahel. Stephenson. Spiro bodies Omachok. Stefanovic tries his best to get it over to Davidson. As AFC on the counter aren't looking too good at the moment, as they're sitting very high, just trying to press, it looks like. And a great ball through for Stephenson. Great ball. Law. Back for Davidson, goes back to Law. Clears long, Proofer does well with a good touch. Back to Davidson. Davidson for Law. Law through the middle for Proofer. Now Law, open, hits Bentley, and Bentley saves again. Back to Davidson. Davidson over the bar and into the other pitch. Bentley to Stephenson. Back up to Jahel. And Proofer shuts it down well. Spiro back to Law. A long ball there by Spiro, just not working out and finding Law. He shuts down Stephenson.
Davidson does well. Jahel.
Plays out to Brown.
Switches for Jahel. Through for Brown. Has a bit of space. Back rolls. But Scott's there. Done well. Goes long. Stephenson wins. Over to Brown. Through for Stephenson. Shoots straight at Scott. Long ball. Spiro does well. Still keeps it. Handball. Proof over. Strikes straight at the two-man wall. Back to Scott. Goes long. As Law
Just unable to flick it goalwards.
And wow! Wilkinson with a thundering effort there into the roof of the net. Scott could not do much there. Ball flicked through and Wilkinson, wow, what a finish.
That could be a goal of the week there.
Perufa now. Still going Perufa. Gets through 1 and 2.
He does slip.
Brown now for Wilkinson. 4:30 left on the clock. AFC sitting on 3 fouls and
Pumas sitting on 2.
timeout called by AFC.
And AFC are getting their chances, but they're just arguing with the ref too much. They should focus on futsal, which at this stage of the season might not help too much, but Pumas are attacking very well with that Wilkinson finish right at the end, just before this timeout was called. And what a finish it was. First time volleyed straight through the roof of the net. Obviously, Perth Pumas coming off a 4-2 defeat from the midweek catch-up round against Sterling Bruzajinga, where Wesley Vanegas got 4, and then AFC as well, losing 7-0 to Perth United, hoping to maybe not concede 7 this week, maybe 6. They'll try better themselves Obviously, AFC still, unfortunately, bottom of the league with 0 goals and a negative 79 goal difference. Obviously, negative 82 after this scoreline. But they're hoping to bounce back with Longobardo only 4 points in front of them. And still a few more games left. I think there's one more game left, or was this... I thought this was round 13, isn't it? We play round 14 and then split. Yeah, 13s. And then so we split next week. And then the split next week does favour AFC as the bottom 7 teams. They'll be playing teams around that gap, so hopefully they can pick up some points there and jump off of the bottom. Hopefully they can turn their season around. And then the team of the week, Mark Bentley got into it just before we broke for Christmas. Bentley getting in that team of the week there. And now Alexander. Great finish by Finlay Alexander into the roof of that top left corner, beating Scott once again here. Great finish there by Finlay Alexander. Carufa. Back to McShane. Back to Caruso. McShane. For Spiro. And now Wilkinson. Battling with McShane, and McShane coming out on top there. Just away from Spiro there as Scott just launches long away from his own player. Alexander, no Fam. And in the other game at Perth Modern, we have Northern Hawks beating Rockingham at Cambio Cumbre 1-0 here. As they finish out that first half with only a minute and a half left there. But as we turn back to the game here at Melville, Carufa moving down that line, but Wilkinson blocks. Brown and Bentley, just miscommunication there. Pass to Caruso was missed. Ball through the middle. Spiro picks up now as he has McShane to his right, and he finds Prufa through the middle. Prufa turns, shot, and wow, good save by Bentley there, putting it over the bar. Good shot by Spiro, just goes through. Alexander now. Wilkinson, shots saved by Scott there. Goes out to Prufa. Long ball won by Alexander, now Spiro. Spiro pressed by 2 now as Law plays Prufa. Goes back to Law. Law goes long, went as far as Alexander, now Jahel. Jahel plays Wilkinson. Wilkinson has Pham at the back post if you can see him. He does, and Pham just unlucky to not get it in there, just hits the post. And Pumas come so close, and they do finally just bundle it over the line there as Jahel hit the crossbar in the original chance, and then it drops for Wilkinson on the line, who just has to tap it in. Perth Pumas 5 AFC 0. And in the other fixture, it is half-time as Northern Hawks still lead Cumbrae 1-0. And there's Law sweeping up. Pham goes back to Stephenson. Law down the line for Spiro. Pham covers out for Brown. And Brown's on it now, goes for Stephenson. Still driving inside, has the hit. Scott goes long as Jahel now picks up, driving down the side, beating Prufa. Getting it across, Scott saves, but Omachek was there, and now Brown has the time to shoot, and Caruso clears the lines. Omachek.
Trying to go through, still going now. Scott comes out and makes a good block. Spiro back to Caruso. Caruso for Prufa. As there's
9 seconds left in the half. Omachek, 5 seconds. Shot by Jahel, blocked and just put wide. Keeper's ball, 2.9 left on the clock. Goes long for Prufa, who I don't think will get his chance off, and Bentley goes long. As this half ends 5-0 to Perth Pumas. Stay tuned as we come with the second half in just a minute, and we'll see you there.
Futsal WA has social futsal competitions 5 nights a week in Mount Lawley and West Perth. Whether you're an individual or have a group of mates who want to play, there's a junior, men's, women's or mixed competition that will suit you. Contact us to get involved in futsal, an action-packed sport and the fastest growing sport in Australia.
My word, if you wanted to save around before, what a save that was.
And the second half kicks off here, but in the other fixture over at Perth Modern in Northern Hawks, Cumbria equalised just after half time. And then the response from Ches Houston puts Northern Hawks 2-1 in front now, as Jahel drifting down the line here, cuts it back. Wilkinson fluffs his lines as now Stephenson recovers. Back to Jahel, Jahel now driving inside. Goes back to Brown. Brown switches it to Stephenson. Over to Jahel. Jahel strike first time. Just too high. Wilkinson. Now Stephenson hits into McShane. McShane now trying to do something with it here. Wilkinson just about found Stephenson round that side. Stephenson was going towards that back post and would have had a tap in if it was just a bit closer. Scott chooses to go long and Davidson just misses it. And McShane's touch puts himself out of play. Jahel just away from Davidson as Davidson now chases. Davidson still going. As it comes to a corner for AFC here, Davidson has done well there. Corner for AFC, it goes back to Tankham. Tankham shoots off Wilkinson, now Proofer. Bentley does well. Comes out to Stephenson. Stephenson back to Jahel. Jahel to Stephenson. Scott does well. Jahel wins high. Strikes blocked by Tankham. And Proofer just about puts himself off balance and loses it. But now Tankham here for AFC as Wilkinson does well. And the referee calls it very late there as Pumas were on their counter-attack. And Davidson checks out as Spiro comes back onto the pitch. Perufa into Spiro. Flicks down, but Spiro's pass was blocked. And Perufa happily watched it go out. Now Spiro. Still going Spiro. Looked for it now. Bentley releases Brown. Brown straight across, and can Alexander get there? No. McShane did, and Perufa tries to go through the legs of Brown, but Brown kicks it out of play. Proofer to Tankham. Goes back to Scott. Good to McShane now. Tankham. Proofer. Just beats Spiro as the ball from McShane misses both keeper and player. Bentley collects and finds. And finds Omulchek. And now Spiro turns, hits up against your heel. Now Spiro still going, and Bentley makes another good save. Jahel. And Spiro booked for descent and receives a second, and it will be sent off now. shot by Jahel.
And AFC are down to 4 after the red card by Spiro. They're going to have to sit deep here and just wait for counter-attacks now, as Pumas can just hold on to possession here with 2 minutes until the next player can come back onto court. And dissent both times by the ref there. Sorry, dissent both times by Spiro getting himself sent off. But Perth AFC looks to be a big mountain to climb, only 5-0 down here, as the Pumas now probably going to pile onto that deficit. The moment Perth Pumas do score, though, Perth AFC are allowed to bring another player back on. Alexander going back to Fam. Fam over to Stephenson. Stephenson back to Fam. Now Fam over to Alexander. Alexander back to Fam. Fam into the corner for Stephenson. Stephenson goes back, and Omocek does well. Dived in there, Law. And Scott boots the ball away, picking up a yellow card. And free kick didn't work out now as Omocek rifles it into the net. Not the goal net, the net covering the other pitch. Scott goes long for Bentley. There's no Stephenson now. Finds Alexander, back out to Stephenson. Stephenson back to Alexander. Into the corner for Omocek. Omocek rifled across to Stephenson. Back to Fam. Now Stephenson, and a great save there by Scott. Throws long to Bentley. Now Stephenson. Over to Omocek. Omocek still keeps it. Law still going now as Omocek wins back once more. And then loses out to Perufa. And then Omocek once again. Alexander open at the back, and now 4 back on the pitch for AFC. As Fam is now open, and Scott done well there to block the first from Fam, but Fam done well at the second. But good save at the first one, just unable to get that second one away.
Law goes long to Stefanovic. And Stefanovic keeps it, hits! Just unable to get that one on target as well.
Back in. Nick.
Fam, well, Stephenson down the line for Finlay. Alexander into Fam to Stephenson. And wow! Wow. What a team goal there by Perth Pumas. That was gorgeous futsal. Back to the post for Olmocek, who just rifles it past Scott into that far side netting. But a great goal to watch that one.
Stefanovic loses out. Olmocek back to Stephenson. Law going now. Law hits.
And then deflected wide for a corner.
Alex, next one.
That's this point.
Got it. Boys, no, hold. Sit.
Stephenson back to Alexander. Alexander into Olmocek now. As Olmocek goes back to Alexander. Stephenson. Still turning now. Goes through for Finlay. Alexander, who scores! Making it 7. Is it 7 or is it 8? Makes it 8-0 towards Perth Pumas in another AFC thrashing. Tankum checks in for Stefanovic. As the run down the line by Alexander is a good one, and the finish was even better. Law. Flicks long for Davidson, who just cut his run inside. Olmocek for Alexander. Alexander down for Stephenson. Stephenson just trying to find it through the line. And it does be a Pumas ball. And Stephenson's shot, just unable to find it. And another update in the Perth Modern fixture between Northern Hawks and Rockingham Cambio Cumbrae, as Cumbrae find their equaliser and bring it up to 2-2 with 7.5 remaining in that game. But back here at Melville, Alexander just misses past that post. Scott goes long, finds Davidson. Davidson still turning and going. Finds Tankum. Tankum having the shot and Bentley just leaving it. Just unfortunately not getting it near the goal. Alexander given time to shoot. And now Scott again making another save. The long ball was a good one to Perufa. Pass just away from them. And the finish from Wilkinson just wasn't there in the end. As Jahil's pass was a good one to find Wilkinson open on that left-hand side, but he just wasn't able to get it goalwards and hitting the side netting instead. Long throw, finds Davidson, but goes back, and Bentley now goes to Jahel. And won by Proofer, and the strike hits Bentley. Bentley making himself big and keeping this clean sheet here for Perth Pumas. Now Law hits, blocked by Stephenson. Davidson shoots off target once again. And Jahel's toe punt didn't work out. Now Wilkinson now cuts inside and has the open hit and scores. Good finish from Wilkinson there. Fake shot had sent him one way. He went the other and banged it in that bottom left corner. Scott had no chance getting to that one. 9-0 to Perth Pumas. Can they get their 10th in double digits here? Law goes back to Proofer. Law flicks, still going. The back post was arriving with Davidson, now Stephenson. Law down the line. Jahel ball rolls. Gives it to Wilkinson, and Stephenson had time to take one touch, two touch, and then ball roll it over the line pretty much. But ball roll by Jahel, then passed off down the line to Wilkinson, then Wilkinson to the back post. And a big update now in the Northern Hawks Cumbrae game. Northern Hawks have reached their 5 fouls and committed another one, making that their 6th, and a 10-meter penalty towards Cumbrae. Tyler Garner over it and Dan Formato in goal. And now Proofer here at Melville. Can he score? No. And now it's up to Tyler Garner now, back at Perth Modern. And saved by Formato. Wow, stays 2-2 as Tyler Garner misses that 10-meter. And now can AFC create a miracle here and score? No. Bentley and Pumas defending very well. And Bentley does well coming off his line.
Don't hesitate. Yeah, get a touch on it first.
Now Stefanovic hits off target once again. AFC just trying to get one goal in this game. Long for Brown, for Wilkinson. Jahel out to Stephenson. To Jahel. And through the legs of two. Just unable to get it onto goal there. Long ball for Stefanovic, who still keeps it and then loses to Wilkinson. Now back to Jahel. Jahel still getting pressed but moves away. Up against Proofer now. Gives it to Brown. Brown fake shots, goes inside and scores. Fate Caruso and then put it in the bottom left corner there. Brown done well. And that is double figures for Perth Pumas as they move up to 11.
I had no idea. I didn't realise they'd scored again.
I don't have that many fingers.
Says the guy losing 11-0.
And been on a huge update now as Cumbrae go 3-2 up against Northern Hawks.
I've seen you shoot. That's the closest you've been on goal. 6 points.
With a goal coming from the one and only Tyler Garner, putting Rockingham Cambia Cumbrae 3-2 ahead after coming back from 2-1 down. And now AFC have the ball in a good position here. Leave it. Caruso, what can he do with it? Bottom corner looking for Proofer, who falls and slips. Now Brown in a 3v2 with Stephenson overlapping. Tries to go himself, then goes back for him, and Caruso falls over. Now Wilkinson in the corner for Stephenson. Back to Wilkinson. Now Jahil. Jahil hits just over the bar. Caruso goes long down the line, and this fires Bentley. Bentley then plays into Jahil. Jahil goes over to Alexander. Alexander now. Back to Brown. Brown all the way over to Jahil. Jahil back to Alexander. Alexander now. Jahil plays Brown. Over to Alexander with a good switch. And then back post lurking was Jahil, which was looked for, but still good pass. Good shot there by Alexander, but blocked out there. Now Scott goes short for Caruso. Goes for Tankum. Tankum flicks, loses out. Now it's Alexander, leaves it for Brown. For Jahil. Jahil now, one-on-one against McShane, hits, blocked by Scott, who's done well. And now Caruso tried to be fancy, now losing out on Jahil shooting, blocked by Scott once again. And now McShane hits, saved. And another goal over at Perth Modern, with Northern Hawks getting their equaliser. 3-3 the score there now. 2.5 minutes left on the clock. With the goal coming from Ches Houston. And now Jahil. To Alexander. Alexander now. Looking down the line. Blocked by Tankum.
Subiaco tonight. Valuable points up for grabs, and Fonseca just running out of territory. This four on the court now for Cumbrae have played a lot of minutes. So I'll be relieved that the Northern Hawks have called the timeout to get their break in. What the last couple we've got in store. Make sure you stick around. It's not something you want to miss. Futsal at its finest here in Perth, Western Australia. It's Cambia Cumbrae 3, Northern Hawks 3. We're back. It's the side ball for the Northern Hawks. Will we see the sides chasing the victory, or will we see them settle for the point apiece? Hawks with a good ball forward through Houston. They just hit the back heel of Yanis Hamadi.
Step into your left so Mikey can bounce. Mikey, bounce if it goes. Yep. Down the step left.
Garner lobs it forward. Famato out to claim it. Famato goes long to Philippus in a tussle with Rosano. Good punch away, Rosano. Houston to Philippus under a high press here. Hamadi. Hamadi still going. Hamadi through the legs. Good tackle, Basto. It's what he's there for. Garner, they can't afford to foul him. Hamadi, a 3-on-2. Ball out wide. Sayed back post, and it's taking a touch off Fonseca. And a match-saving touch at that, because it was on its way through to Michael de Philippus, who was unmarked at the far post, and the Hawks are going to risk it all in the pursuit of victory. Famato is high off his line. Houston, Famato. Houston, Hamadi. Down the line to Philippus, and is that on target? It's not. But Hamadi really can't afford to risk it with those type of balls, as it would have cost the Hawks the game very unnecessarily. Famato taking his time, slowing the game down at stop clock, so no one minds. Both teams just get a bit of an extra rest. Famato, long throw through, headed clear by Cruz. Garner keeps it in well. Sayed knocks it up in the air. Houston, Fonseca shuckling it. Garner, Famato. It's a poor clearance, but it's not costly in the end. And he gets on the end of that Connor Cruz shot down. Famato. It's only got 4 seconds. To Philippus, Hamadi, Houston, ball down the line. Sayed looks for the reverse pass to Hamadi. Now with 38 seconds left, Famato is up again to Philippus. This is futsal, isn't it? Hawks risking it all to try and win the game. They want to take points off last season's champions. They don't want to settle for a draw. To Philippus, Houston, Famato. Not one of his better efforts on goal. Not going to prove costly. The ball's got stuck in the roof, so he's got plenty of time to retreat. You saw what happened when these sides met in the semi-final of the summer season last time out. Hawks were winning, even at this stage in the game, and they threw it all away with a second to go. So we'll see what happens here. Rosano, long ball through 4. Well, originally I thought it was going to roll through for Famato, but it's gone out for a side ball. Houston, Cumbre with a very high line. The ball through for Hamadi. The last touch was off Fonseca. 14.5 seconds left to go. Famato. Houston. Ball through. Famato goes in hard. Sayed. No keeper. Famato. Houston lobs it long. And we will settle for a 3-all draw here tonight. What a game of futsal that was. Jess Houston with a double. It was Chandra Nikendran with the other goal for the Northern Hawks for Cumbre. Alex Basto, Connor Cruz and Tyler Garner with 1 goal each as we end all square. Thank you for joining me throughout all the action tonight. We will see you next week for round 14. Thank you. Good night.
And no, they won't. That is game Pumas run out 13-0 winners here at Melville. Thank you very much for tuning in tonight, and we will see you next week.